Hello gamers, and welcome back to another episode of Solo Spelunking. And today I want to continue my Star Wars adventure powered by Dragonbane, which I called Starbane. Haha, no, I don't get tired of that joke. No, it's Star Wars powered by Dragonbane. And I'm playing an adventure, an urban adventure in the city of Shaddaa, using the solo gaming rules for urban adventures from Scarlet Heroes. And my hero, Telrac Kendrall, he is a bounty hunter, an Imperial Aligned bounty hunter, and he is on a quest to hunt down a fugitive, a former ISB agent, and yeah, he got his commission by the ISB itself. And for those of you wondering why the ISB would contact a hunter and give him an assignment, I got this Star Wars Galaxy Guide, Bounty Hunters from West End Games, and there it states, let me read it to you. When it comes to bounty postings, that the ISB, they have a special enforcement office where they handle such sensitive matters that they don't want to become public and post on the bounty boards. So I am looking for this right now. Private postings, posting agencies. Yeah. Let's see. Well, if I can't find it, doesn't matter now, but no, I can't find it here, but I've read it. So the ISB, they have an enforcement division which oversees these Imperial posted, highly sensitive bounties, basically. And this is one of the bounties that I got. Oh, here it is. So here it states, the military also offers confidential bounties, which offer rewards for the capture of specific individuals, but the bounties are not posted through the data core. That is the Imperial Enforcement data core, where all the bounties are posted. This method is used when the military wishes to bring the person in quietly, possibly because the individual knows classified information. And now we come to the interesting part. The Imperial Security Bureau, ISB, becomes directly involved whenever acts of treason against the Empire warrant the posting of a suitable bounty. In such instances, the ISB's own enforcement division is specifically charged with overseeing the employment of hunters, usually Imperial hunters. So, and this is what we are doing right now. So we are on an assignment from the ISB directly to hunt down a former ISB operative, a defector, a fugitive, and it is a human female by the name of Eliza Rill, 36 years old. And I was lucky in the last episode, in the last session, because I got some useful information. So I succeeded at an investigation scene, which earned me a clue, which is like a meta currency in this structured system of urban adventures that Scarlet Hero uses, that tracks progress through the use of hero points, and also the villain gains points, and whoever gets to 10 points first wins the adventure, basically. And yeah, so I got information about a possible whereabouts. So since I got the transponder code of the ship used by the quarry, I know where the ship is docked. I got this information, and the starship was, or according to the records, is docked in the same city sector where I am in the southern hemisphere, a few blocks away. And I also knew that there were calls made from the docking bay comm system to 3 locations: a high-class hotel, the Shaddaa Palace, a junkyard, and a seedy cantina located in the lower levels of the underbelly, which is basically a smuggler's den. And I determined these locations by rolling on the Womp Rats roll table that feature these planet-side location tables that you can roll on, and this is where I got these locations. So as you can see here, I've already set up something because, to save time, I decided off camera what I want to do next, what the next scene would be, and I decided on an action scene. So to initiate an action scene, you have to spend a clue. You can only initiate action scenes if you spend a clue, and the good thing is, if I win the action scene, I get 1 victory point for winning the scene and 1 additional victory point as a special reward. And I'm using these Scarlet Hero tables, and I convert on the fly, and I decided that I will be playing or using my clue to initiate action scene number 2, which states despoil or ruin a sanctum or safe house belonging to the foe. Roll a die. On an odd result, face a fight as well as the check. So, of course, the sanctum or safe house belonging to the foe is the quarry, is of course the docking bay where maybe her ship is still docked. And I decided to use a less mechanical approach. So I will not just roll a die, but I will use this as inspiration and play out the scene, and according to how the gameplay went, I will either win the scene or not, and maybe I do a check at the end, I don't know. So I will see if a fight develops. So what you see here is the docking bay. So this is the blast door or the entry door to the docking bay. These are like a storage and supply crates in the docking bay. This is a power generator, and this is a view screen, a display comm station thing where you can basically access the planetary data net. And yeah, and these miniatures you see here, they are associates maybe of the quarry, and this is me approaching the docking bay because I know where the ship is docked. So I took a taxi speeder over to the sector where the ship is docked, and I will now try to get access to see if maybe my quarry is there, and if not, at least try to sabotage and ruin her starship so that she at least not immediately could leave or can leave the planet. So to make it a little harder for her. And one thing which might make this a little unrealistic, if you can say that in a role-playing game, I'll not really like overthink it and think like 3 steps ahead, because like seriously, of course, she could then just hire, I mean, this is Nar Shaddaa, she could just hire someone to get off planet, and maybe that would even be worse because then I do not have any leads. But I just wanted to basically apply the system to Star Wars and just play an adventure without really overthinking it, going too far, thinking 2 steps or 3 steps ahead what might or could have happened. So just to get this out of the way. But maybe I gotta see, maybe I just manipulate the ship to emit a hidden location transmission or whatever. I will see. So first I need to get in there. So so I approached the docking bay and I used the comm link beep 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 to yeah, to gain access. And through the speaker, I hear a female, somewhat alien voice, cat-like voice, because this is from her. She's already at the interface panel also. Yes, who is this? The name's Kendrall. I got a business proposal for you. Business proposal? I don't know a Kendrall, and I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't inquire for any business proposals. Maybe you didn't inquire for some, but I heard you were among the best. But I would rather not discuss what I have to offer over this comlink here, which might be monitored. Maybe I can just go inside and we have a little talk. Wait 1 second. Beep. All right, and now I decide I will make a deceit roll to see if I get access or not, but I will give myself a boon just because I want to increase my odds to get in. But of course, always give yourself a chance to fail. I mean, I didn't give him any reason to be suspicious, I think, so, and I got deceit 10. It's based on cunning, and I roll with a boon. And of course it is a 15 and an 18, damn. But I do want to push the roll. I want to push the roll because actually I really want to get in without any fuss or trouble. So now I need to gain a condition. So, and the condition, I gotta look it up here, I will gain will be, yeah, what fits the most, I think, is disheartened presence. So I will mark, like I did already, I mark it with an X that I suffer a condition on presence, which means present-based rolls get a bane, and I try it again. Ugh, 14 and 18, damn. All right, so the comlink comes back to life. Beep. We are sorry, but we are not interested. Leave now. We have important business to attend to. Yeah, all right, but I don't want you to regret it. Can I at least leave you my comlink code? Let's see. It's a 50-50 oracle roll. 1 to 3 is negative. 4, 5, 6 is positive. Oh, of course, it is a 1. The worst outcome ever. No, we couldn't care less about your comlink code. Now leave us be and get lost. So she was very unfriendly. Damn. All right, so little OOC talk here. So this is just what I actually am used to when I play solo. I don't know what it is, but when I play solo, which is 90% of my gaming at this point, yeah, I seem to be cursed with bad luck. So, yeah. But I will not falter that easily. I will just have to readjust the scene so I can't get in. The spoiler rune is sanction, roll a die. So technically, did I fail the check? Yeah, I probably did, but can I somehow reskin this scene so that no, you know what, damn it. Alright, so excuse my language, but fuck it. So this was the action scene. I did not succeed. And then, but I will now do a conflict scene, because you can always do conflict scenes and investigation scenes, action scene only when you have a clue, which I just spent. And also, which I will do now, a little bookkeeping, you have to roll a die after every action and investigation scene, and if you roll too low, then the enemy gets an additional victory point. But if you succeed at a conflict scene, you get a victory point, and the added benefit is that you reduce the enemy's victory points by 1 also. So I will consider this a failure. I mean, yeah, I did push the roll, I gave myself a boon, it still wasn't enough. So that's a failure in my book, but I will just switch to a conflict scene, number 1, which says waylay a minion of the foe, face a fight instead of a check. So in game terms, I will just, yeah, basically stake out this location, hide, and as soon as the door opens and one of these hopefully comes out, yeah, I'll just ambush and attack them and try to get access using their access codes or whatever. Yeah, so I will switch to this conflict scene, but first we need to do some bookkeeping, because yeah, because this will be another scene. So I get my trusted journal out. So what I actually wanted to do was an action scene. So yeah, I put down, or it was an action scene, so I just keep it very brief. Action scene, and that was action scene number 2. Rune Sanctum, and it was a fail. Alright, so my victory points are still 1. The enemy's victory points are at the moment 2, but then I have to roll, and now I have 1, 2 investigation and 1 action scene. So 1, 2, 3. The enemy gains an additional victory point. I have to roll a d10, and yeah, and then we'll go from there. Oh, it's a 10. So lucky me. The enemy stays at 2 victory points, and I got 0 clues. 0, because I spent them. And now I'll pick a conflict scene. And that'll be conflict scene number 1, waylay a minion of the foe. Alright, so conflict scene 1. Waylay minion. This is just some reminder for me. All right, so so I wait in front of the docking bay. Wait in front of DB for them to come out. So this is what I put in my journal. See, so this is how it looks like for every scene. I make like a little box, if you will, and I underline investigation and action scenes, so that's easier for me to count for the roll I need to make. All right, so yeah, let's make a roll. A normal 50-50 odd roll if one or both of them come out eventually. I mean, they will come out eventually. Just let me check. So negative is they both come out, and positive is only one of them comes out. And of course it is negative, it's a 2, so they will both be coming out, so I will have to face them both. So just rearranged this a little. So Leia and Han, you gotta go out of the way for a moment, and we move this all a little up a little so that I got more room here to move around. So this is just like this, doesn't matter now. So so this is the hallway, and it opens up to a larger area where here we have some information kiosks like the one in the docking bay, where you could check the data net or whatever. Then we have what else could we have here for some terrain elements? Yeah, let's see. These are advertisement projectors where they are projecting like HoloVids or something to advertise. And here is a little not really storage area, but here they have some garbage cans and some storage, and yeah, and this will be the setup. And I will be hiding behind this kiosk, as eventually, after a few moments, two creatures, a Rhodian and a catfolk woman, I don't know what race she is, as they leave the docking bay and head for a turbolift cluster, which is down here. And what I will do is I will switch my blaster to stun, and so I'd have to reduce their hit points normally, but if they're at 0, they're not dead, they're stunned. And oh, I gotta deduct my money because I bribed someone for 500. So here are my credits. I got only from 700 only 200 left. And let me see, let me just roll 1d6 how much pedestrian traffic there is here. So the lower the better in this case. And of course it is a 6. So actually this place is pretty crowded. So there are other people running about, which yeah, makes it difficult because it could create some sort of panic or disturbance if there's a combat breaking out. On the other hand, this is Nar Shaddaa, and it probably makes it harder to track them. But let's see. I do have stealth. All right, so yeah, what the hell? So they walk over to this like cluster of turbolifts, and I try to use the crowd to my advantage and tail them, and I'm using stealth. So no boon, no bane, just a normal stealth roll, and I got 12. Yes, finally a success, a 3. So I do manage to get close unnoticed to this turbolift cluster here. So this is just to indicate this turbolift cluster. And yeah, this area also maybe has cleared a little. And while they are at the turbolift, I got my blaster on stun. And for me, the Rhodian looks more dangerous because he's got a big blaster rifle, not like this at the ready, but slung over his shoulder. So for me, he seems to be the bigger threat. So let me So this is the Rhodian Huntmaster. It is an uncommon miniature from what set? I can't find a set icon here. So Fringe. What is it? Oh, it is. Oh, I think it is from the from one of these special. I think Alliance and Empire or 2-player. I don't know. So, but it's a cool looking mini. And this is a Crimson Nova Bounty Hunter, a Fringe miniature from, I think, was it from one of the later sets? I don't know. And yeah, so he's looking more dangerous to me. So while they're at the cluster, I get my blaster out and try to stun him with one point blank shot, basically in the neck. Pew! So I will say that I do ambush them because I managed to sneak up on them, and I will give myself a boon because I got the advantage, and it is point blank. Yes, 4 and 13. The 13 wouldn't be enough, but the 4 is. This is ranged light. I got 12. So now I deal 2d6 plus 1d4 points of damage. And I should have rolled it with the roll. 2d6 and a d4 bonus damage. And this is a minion. And yeah, I will use my own minion stats. So he's a minion. This is the Rhodian minion. And he's got HP 10. He's got a damage reduction of 0. He wears no armor. And he also deals 2d6 damage. No, not 2d6, 1d8. Even though he's got the rifle, he's still a minion, and his skills are, I just put down 2 values, skills are 11 and 5. So relevant skills that he would need for his profession. And what is his profession? He is, yeah, he's a hired bodyguard because he's a Rhodian, so he's more combat oriented. And so that is, these are his stats. And I'll just do the other one, and that is the Catfolk minion. And she's got, because she's a little more delicate, she's got 8 hit points. And also, but a little bit more skilled. So she's got skills 12 and 8, and she is mechanic, and also deals 1d8 points of damage. But even though she's a mechanic, I mean, this is a Fringe game, and Shaddaa, they all have one of their combat skills as a relevant skill. So, but maybe I managed to stun this guy, which should be possible. Of course not. 4, 5, 6, 7. So I needed 10. So the Rhodian minion, he's at 3 hit points, but stun damage. I got my blaster set to stun. And now a regular round of combat is about to commence. So that was my surprise round. So we will draw initiative cards. And I will be using these Dragonbane cards that are included in the game. And I've got the Army of 1 ability, which means I get to draw 2 cards, and they will act on the same card. So 1 for me, one for the minions, and another one for me. And now we check. Let's go with the enemy first. The enemy's got 5. All right, so not too good, but also not too bad. Oh, and I got 3 and 7. Lucky me. So I get to go again, then the enemies, and then it is me again. So I will just seize the opportunity to try to get another shot in. Yeah, so this is point blank range, but since this is not a medieval fantasy game where you have to fiddle around with a bow or crossbow, and I got a hand weapon, a blaster pistol, which is exactly made also for close quarters combat, I would not get a Bane for being adjacent. It'll just be a normal attack. Do I have a d20 in there? Yeah. So I attack again using ranged light. Yes, and I hit 11. I got 12, so I do hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, but that is enough because the Rhodian only had 3 hit points left. So the Rhodian minion is stunned, is done for. Oh, he goes down. Oh. And that was my turn. And now it is, I just take him off the map, and now it is at 5 the minions act, the catfolk. She can move, let's see, I can move 12, she can also move 12, which is 1 square here is 2 meters, which is also 6 squares, so she can move, and I count diagonals just as 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She will move and take cover behind this advertisement post and pew 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 get her blaster out to shoot at me. And she's got a skill of 12 also. Ooh, and deals 1d8 points of damage. 12 and 1d8. So she uses the orange dice. So I do have an ace up my sleeve because I got fast footwork. I can use the evade action without spending my action, but let's see how this goes if she hits. And of course she would hit for 4 points of damage, and she's not using the stun setting. Do I want to take 4 points of damage? Actually, no. So I will try to evade. I will make a coordination roll, which is agility, which is the evade by the rules I use. And this ability, fast footwork, costs 3 points of willpower. And my willpower equals my strain value, which is based on my willpower stat. And so I use up 3 points. So my strain goes from, also it's 11 is my threshold, and I get 3 strain, but I count down. So my will is 8. And now I get to make an evade roll, a coordination roll. And if I make it, I will not take any damage. And I got a 12. So let's see. Yes, I make it. So pew, I dodge to the side, and pew, the blaster bolt, and people are scared, and they flee. They don't want to get involved. I mean, this is now Shaddaa. It's not that unusual that suddenly people start shooting at each other. But I do not want to endanger any innocents because I'm a hunter and I have to follow the hunter creed. So I will close the distance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by just using my second turn and moving 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares, 12 meters. This takes up all my move. And then when I am close, I will attack and hopefully stun her. Yes, I hit, and that is 10 points. And that is exactly, she's got 8, so she's stunned. Pew! And well, so she's stunned. So I quickly pat her down and take any data cards or key cards that I find, and then I do the same with this guy. Pat him down, take data cards, key cards, whatever, and then I'll grab her over the shoulder. She's stunned because she's delicate and maybe easier to carry, and I head back to the docking bay with her over my shoulder stunned. I just let the Rhodian be and try to open the door with one of the key cards or data cards or whatever that I got from her. I assume she's, and I'm using the Oracle, but with a boon. So 4, 5, 6 is positive, and I can use the higher result. Lucky me that I had a boon, because it's the 4. I can use the 4. So it's just no specialty. I just opened. So I do manage to open the docking bay, and we get in, and I close it, and yeah, and then I have the time to question her, and but she's still stunned. So while she's stunned, I try to get access to the ship, even though this is a different scene. I mean, I'm still in the docking bay, so let's see if I can get access to the ship. I think the ship is of course also locked, and I'm not sure if they got access or if they're just hired crew. Maybe my quarry reserves access to her ship for herself, so it's just a normal Oracle roll. And it, of course, it's a 3, so no, I do not get access to the ship. Let's see, can I do anything to maybe overcome the lock? That would be either computers, or it's also sometimes skullduggery. Computers is intelligence based or intellect based. You know what? I'll just put down my base chance and give it a try. I don't have anything to lose really. There's my rule book. Alright, so what is my base chance? Skills. You know what, I really should, here, derived ratings, page 25. So my 9 to 12 is 5, and my intellect is 12, so my base chance is 5, and I'll try it. I got nothing to lose, so computers is not a career skill. My rank is 5. So let's roll. Let's see if I can overcome the electronic lock. So I link my data pad to the lock, and I try to override it. No, I don't. It's a 13. Right next to a 1 though, but a 13. So I do not get access to the ship. Okay. So then I wait. Oh wait, let's first see if I get any trouble from possible authorities. Yes, I do. So while I am waiting for her to wake up, Starport security, yeah, is at my doorstep demanding to know what is going on, and they order me to open up. Open up! Open up! We've heard reports of a gunfight. This is Nar Shaddaa Starport security. We need to talk. Alright, but this is exactly why I got my IPKC, my Imperial Peacekeeping Certificate, or Bounty Hunter's License. So I do open up and talk to them. There's nothing to worry about. I flash my license at them. I am Telrac Kendrall, registered bounty hunter with the Empire and the Bounty Hunters Guild. I think you find everything in order. The Rhodian you probably found is not hurt. He is stunned, and I didn't use any lethal force, and nobody was hurt. And I'm on bounty hunter business, tracking down a wanted fugitive. You know you're in hot space. We don't care too much for guild or imperial bounty hunters here. Well, but still, regulations are regulations, and I followed them to the letter. Let's see. I mean, this is Nar Shaddaa overall. What can streetwise vigilance? You know what? I'm a human, so I can use adaptive for 3 willpower. Usually this would be probably charm or coerce or intimidate, which I do not have, but I do have, yeah, deceit or streetwise. It is both based on cunning. It doesn't really make a difference, but since deceit is also a personal interaction skill, I will use the adaptive ability, which costs also 3 willpower points. So I'm at 5 willpower. And instead of charm or coerce or whatever, persuasion is not on the list, I can use my deceit interaction skill to try to talk them into letting the matter drop. Ah, yes, it's a 5. And I got deceit 10. So yeah, so they they check my license and they go, yeah, as you said, no one was hurt. And of course, we don't want fugitive criminals running around on the streets of Nar Shaddaa. Who wants that? Nobody, right? Yeah, so as long as it all stays quiet now, you're good to go. So, and then they let me be, and I closed the door again, and I interrogate my victim, or the accomplice of my quarry. So once she's awake, I put my blaster, this time not on stun. I show it to her. See, this is set to kill now, and she's still numb from the stun. And of course, I disarmed her. I do not have any binders though. I need to purchase them. But I still hold her at point blank range. So, think carefully. And I show her, or no, I don't show her to her. I ask her, where's the owner of this vessel? She just looks at me. I don't know. She didn't tell me. Oh, she, huh? So it's a she. That is what I wanted to hear. And where is she? Well, like I said, she didn't tell me. She said she had some business to attend to in the lower decks and wanted me to keep everything here in order. Okay. What did she say when she will be back? She didn't say. She said it might take a while. But you do know how to contact her, right? You must have a comlink code. Now, don't fool me. Yeah, I do have her comlink code. Hey, listen, I'm just a hired crew member. I don't know what this is all about, all right? So, I just... was she awake when I talked to the guys? No, she wasn't. So she hasn't seen my license yet. She doesn't know what... I don't know what this is all about. I don't know what you want from her, but I don't want to have any part of it. I don't know where she's at. I just have her comlink code, and she told me she had some business to attend to in the lower decks. And that's all I can tell you. All right. Can you open up the ship? No, I can't. She doesn't want anybody on her ship when she's not around. And since, like I said, I'm just a hired crew member, I'm a mechanic, I don't know what exactly it is you're talking about, and I do not have access to her ship. All right. Well, I'll take that com code now. Yeah, here. And for your sake, you better not tell her about this little incident, and instruct your friend to do the same. If you say a word, I'll come and find you after I have dealt with her. All right. And with that, I'll leave her. All right, so that was a somewhat extended conflict scene. So I would consider this a success. So conflict scene number 1, waylay a minion. So I got a victory point. So my victory point count is 2. And I can reduce the enemy victory point count by 1. I still have 0 clues, because even though I got clues in game, these are not clues in the metagaming sense of this system. So I couldn't initiate an action scene with what I have learned. But I do have a com code. I will check if that's the same that I got, because I did get a comlink code of a formerly used comlink, so I'll see if this one is still active. A com code, and I got the info that she had business in the lower levels. And I do know that there were calls made to this smuggler's den. So this is, I think, what I will do next, to head down there and stake out this location as an investigation scene, or I don't know, maybe a conflict scene, but I will see. So this will conclude this session for today. And yeah, so, and I do not need to roll, because that was not an action scene. You only need to roll if it's an investigation or action scene, but this was a conflict scene. Yeah, so yeah, I'm excited and interested to see how this continues. So far it went somewhat smooth, I have to admit. What I will do, I will take a stretch rest to regain my a round rest, because a round rest to regain my willpower, and I can take 1 round rest and 1 stretch rest per shift. And regarding shift rests, I will use the Scarlet Hero mechanics that state in Scarlet Heroes, in the mechanics, if you use basically a rest scene in a mechanical sense that also regenerates your resources, because of the time lost, the enemy will get a victory point. So if I take a shift rest, which recovers my hit points and everything, the enemy will gain a victory point. So I try to delay that, to not having to take this rest. However, I still have a condition, and I will read up on the rules if a stretch rest is enough to get rid of a condition, but I doubt it. Yeah, so this is what I will do. I will do a short round rest before we continue, or I continue next time. And a round rest, I think, restores 1d6 willpower points. Let me check. Let me check. Ba, ba, ba. So magic, healing. A round rest, d6 willpower, no HP, and 1 round rest per shift. And a round rest, just a single round, so only a few seconds. Yeah. All right. So I leave the docking bay and I take a deep breath. I take a round rest and recover d6 willpower points. Oh, look at this, lucky 6. How unusual. So I'm back to my full complement of 11. And I did a round rest and stretch rest. I will mark this on my character log with a check mark, so that I know that I can't do another one. All right, so round rest, check. Yeah, so this concludes this scene for today, this session. And as always, thank you for watching. And yeah, I always forget to say this at the start of a video, and I don't know how many of you are still watching at the end, but please, if you want to support the channel, if you like what you see here, please do subscribe, because it costs you nothing and it makes me happy. And you know my goal. I want to get at least 1,000 subscribers to join the YouTube partnership program. But I mean, don't get me wrong, if I do this, I will not stop making videos. But I figure if I make videos, I might as well get a little something out of it to put it back into the channel, like to get new gaming stuff and things. So that's the reasoning behind that. So if you want to support me, please do subscribe. And if not, that's fine too. Just enjoy the content and have a nice weekend and stay safe and stay healthy. And I will see you hopefully in the next video. Bye bye.